Hello everyone, my name is Hisham. I'm the owner of Clemson Aeronautics, where we make the riveting and dimpling tools. This is our Card 1 machine. It's a riveting and dimpling machine. And this one is the new CAD 1 machine, which is strictly a dimpling machine. And this is a DRDT machine. I just never put the mechanism on the machine, and today's video is about our conversion kit. The conversion kit for the DRDT. When you order it, this mechanism comes to you just like that. All you have to do is unscrew the original mechanism, that 4 screws that holds it into place, and bolt that one on, and you're done. And your machine, your DRDT2, becomes identical to our CAD 1 system. And when you put your squeezer on there, pull the trigger, it comes down, it will do the dimpling for you. And of course, if the pneumatic squeezer works, the NUMATX, the one that's air over hydraulic, will work as well. But what's neat about this system here, what it can do for you, you probably couldn't imagine that can be done before. This machine right now, the way as is, and you can tell, this is an important point, guys. When you start to build an airplane, and you start to build the benches for the airplanes, you use 2x4s and 2x6s and stuff like that to build your benches, thinking that you're going to put a 747 on it. This is not the case. You don't need that kind of strength. You need lightweights. You need it simple. You just need to be able to put your parts on it. I promise you, you will never put more than 20 pounds on both tables together at one time when you're building an RV. So this is the tables that I have. That is my latest design. I think it could get a little wider. It could get a little longer. But those tables are designed also that it have wings on the side where we can just pull this out. And this table becomes 7 foot long, so as this table. So how does this machine help you more than the DRDT2? The DRDT2, you have a handle here. It's hard. You're gonna have to do that like 50,000 times while you're building an RV. And you have to build a platform for it and all that stuff. When you have that, you can build a cart similar to this one. And this one is not my final design. I'm designing one right now, and the video is going to come out pretty soon for even a better cart. This cart moves back and forward like that, and your table stays where it is. Material sits on the table, and you move the cart with the machine, and you simply pull the trigger, the ram comes down, you have your dimple dies, it will create the dimple perfectly perpendicular, because your sheet is on both tables, and you would have had it level and everything, so you will create the perfect dimple every time. And they are identical because your squeezer is doing all the work for you. So it will come down to a certain point and it will stop every time. So the new cart design is really, really nice, because as I mentioned before, you have 2 tables and the cart would move between them, and you keep your material right on the table. But if you are doing all of this in your garage, let me tell you, if you have a 3-car garage, you don't have enough space. I know that from experience. So this thing is in the way. You want it to disappear when you're done with it. So this cart does exactly that. I designed this cart where you can just go like this and lower it down here, and you go like this, and maybe install some kind of a mechanism lock or something that would keep this panel up in place, and you put back your tables together. Excuse me because I'm just filming and this is kind of a temporary thing. And you have your tables together. You'll notice a gap here. And that was a mistake in my design for the tables. That table should have been a little bit longer. And that's one of the things also that I'm gonna change in the new cart that I'm building within the next day or two, and I'm gonna put out the video so you guys see exactly how to. It's so easy and it is nice, and you can see it disappeared. The other table is 3 inches narrower. So if you can imagine this table 3 inches narrower, this would close up. So now you had tables together and you're doing your work on here, and now you want to bring your DRDT with our conversion kit up to do some dimpling. It was sitting underneath. You just have to remove this panel and you will just pull this up and put this panel back on, and you have your machine in place. Let me get my squeezer and put it on here so you guys see how easy it is. Now we'll bring the tables back together, and I am going to remove the squeezer from my CAD 1 system. So you can see how easy it is. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take the ram from the squeezer and put it here. Then I'm going to take a riveting die. Just the flat, small riveting die. And that's what I'm going to put down here. And the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go like this, pull this down a little bit. Now it's in place. And I'm going to take the squeezer and I'm just gonna put it on this here and put my pins back in, and I'm gonna get my air hose. I hope it reaches, and I'm gonna plug it into my squeezer. Now everything looks good. Now I'm gonna do this setup, and I'm gonna make another video for the setup. It's not really complicated. It's very similar to the setup that you have for your DRDT2, when you just go to the maximum on the handle, and this is how you set up the height. This is the same thing. You pull the trigger, and the ram comes down, and it dimples it apart for you. And the good part is that every dimple is the same. The squeezer, it will come down to a certain point and it will stop every time at that point. So this ram will stop at the same point, so every dimple will be identical to the next one. How perpendicular it is up to you when you set it up and adjust it. And believe me, it's just the right angle. You go like this and loosen these screws right here. Make sure it's perpendicular on this surface. Tighten the screws back up and you're all set as far as this mechanism. After that, from different materials, you can adjust the height with the dimple die pin here. And it's just as simple as that. And when you're done with it, you're finished dimpling, you just undo your hose, take your squeezer out and fold it back into it, into your cart, and just put your tables back together, put them against the wall, and your DRDT tool disappears. It's not in the way. Another awesome thing that you probably don't know. Let me do this so you can see what I mean. You can pull your DRDT tool out and turn it around and put it back in. How does that help? It gets you away from the wall. Now, for those of you who have worked on some of the skins, now the dimple goes from the outside. In other words, the rivet is going to go from the outside, so you're dimpling that way. If you have that in your, like, if you have a DRDT tool handle in the way, if you want to go like this, you can't. You put right here. How are you going to do the hand? You can't do the hand. So how does this machine help? I'll tell you how this machine helps. This, you flip over your dies. Your dies, the male will be in the bottom, the female will be on top, and you will go in that way. You will pull the trigger, and you can go all the way, like here to the end. Now, nobody's helping you. If you go back to some of my videos, you're going to see that I put a couple of 2x4s just to weigh it down, and I went like this, and I went all the way in to the end, pulled the trigger, and dimpled it. So, if you have to dimple the skins like that, you can do it by yourself. You don't need any help. One more thing before I close this video. I'm sure you understand how helpful this conversion kit would be. You don't have to do this 50,000 times. Guys, you're gonna live with that. Like, your job now is to build the airframe. Riveting and dimpling is going to be your life for the next 2 to 3 years or so. You need to make it as easy as possible. Now, I recommend the card one, which is riveting and dimpling. But if you're gonna take just the dimpling tools, this is an incredible tool. This tool, and if you go to my website, you can see it. It's the 1-inch Super Duty yoke. I'm gonna make a special video about this yoke, which is you put your squeezer here and you bolt this to the table, or better yet, you can just screw this to a 2x4, and then whenever you want to dimple the ribs, you can just take that 2x4 and clamp it down to one of your tables, and you can go to town. How is that better than just holding the squeezer in your hand? First of all, anybody can do it. Once you take the load off of the squeezer off your hand and it's mounted to a bench, all you have to do is hold the part. Other thing, you can put it like a chair or a stool or something like that. So when you hold in these ribs, you can eyeball it better. You can dimple perpendicular on the part that you are dimpling. Second thing, this is so strong. This is like 1 inch thick. There is no give on it whatsoever. In other words, you can go with your squeezer, full 3,000 pounds of power, and this will not budge. It will give you the ability to create the perfect dimple, and each one of them is exactly the same. So, and it saves so much time. When you're holding the squeezer in your hand, if you can imagine right now I'm holding the squeezer in my hand, like the part is in your hand and the squeezer in your hand, and the squeezer is heavy. One time you're gonna dimple it with the squeezer like this, and another one like this, and another one like that. This tool is well worth it. You put it to the table, you hold on, and you can go back to some of my videos, you can see the old tool that I have that was called rib dimpling option, which I don't make anymore because this is even better than that tool, because it is actually a yoke. You're gonna need a 1-inch yoke to go in and do like the inspection panel. It's a hole, and of course you're gonna do, this is fastened, this tab here is fastened with 2 screws. You take these out and then you have a 1-inch yoke, and you can go in into that inspection panels and the rivet nuts and stuff like that. You can do that very easily, and you can see from the design that it will do that with perfection. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you go to our website, you can purchase the conversion kit by itself. You can purchase the 1-inch Super Duty rib dimpling option yoke. We have other stuff too, and we have the card one machine, of course, and we have a package deal on the website too. You might want to take advantage of. The CAD 1 system, I mean, we tested very well, it's been selling very well. There's only a few people that got it because we didn't make enough of that, but we're gearing up to make more of those. If you want to get your name on the list, please email me or call me. My number is at the beginning of every video, and I'm going to try and type it on the screen now so you can give me a call. Again, thank you very much for watching our videos. I will see you next time.